Oh, we have a photo.
Oh.
Nick, I think. Don't worry, she's wearing. No, she's wearing pants. She's not naked.
Jesus. I was scared for
So
her.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah. My
And
mom saw that too.
there's another photo that we
Wait,
definitely
what is your
can't
mom?
show. There's another photo that we definitely can't show.
Jeez.
So, Molly, I love you, but that photo and the corresponding photo that comes with it, I gotta be honest. It sounds like you're in a relationship, you're happy, are you in love? I don't know. That photo, though,
We're just friends.
it's gonna be a wrap for like 90% of dudes, son.
'Cause they're
They see that
intimidated.
shit, it is a wrap, son. They see the other photo. The other photo, I can't show
What
it. It's
is
not
the other
YouTube.
photo?
Let's just say, somebody get me a fucking.
Can I see it at least?
A Coke.
Pretend.
I should have brought the dildos I just. Oh my God!
Wait.
Doc Johnson sent me these butt plugs.
I'm sorry. Like,
I love this talk right now.
it
This
becomes.
is my favorite talk ever.
I gotta say, 99% of men, if they know that photo's out there, you can't be wifed. I'm sorry.
I
It's
don't
a wrap.
want to be wifed by them if that.
I'm just saying.
Do you want to be wifed in general?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? In the dark recesses of your husband's mind will be that photo. Pretend this is not this color. Okay?
We should have.
It's huge. Like, imagine how, like, you're.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. One time.
Am I insecure for that? Like,
No,
I'm sorry.
do
It's
you
a
want-
wrap.
do you want-
It is a wrap, son. I can't. Okay, sorry.
Do you want
I'm
children?
getting worked up. I'm sorry.
I do want children. I feel like
So-
I know where you're going with this.
Well, okay. I guess I want to ask one question. Why did you get in the porn industry?
That's a very loaded question.
Does it have to do with like family background or?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I got into porn. It was a personal choice. I wanted to get into
Sure.
porn. But I think what led me into sex work was stuff that was beyond my control. And it
Okay.
like formed my mental in a certain way. And now I live with that and I make the best of it. And I think that when I was younger, like 18, like working at the strip club, I gained skills, like people skills, talking to people that I necessarily didn't really like or find attractive. And I got really
Sure.
good at making money off of that.
finesse.
No, yeah, I got really
No, I will
Yeah.
say she's very well spoken.
like I
So-
got really good at making money off that. So I was pissed because I wasn't making enough money for the effort that I was putting in. And I don't really care what people think of me, like sexually wise. Like I always want to be a good person. But
yeah, okay. So before you got into adult content, what was your thought process? Did you think, hey, I want to be a nurse? I want to like. Were there
No.
other options on the table?
were,
Like anything?
you
Like
were always thinking
photographer?
about-
I
Like
used,
teacher?
I mean, like you can think what you want about this, but I used to joke in high school that I would be like the best porn star if I got into porn. I think like I've always been a sexual person. I've always really enjoyed physical sensation.
Uh-huh.
So-
You can obviously say no, but do you mind me asking?
Butler donated $99. The only test for genital herpes that works is a Western blot test and is highly accurate. With over 100 scenes, the corn star is likely gonna get a result she doesn't like. Would you be willing to take the test? Yeah, I bet not, you filthy animal.
Angels with
dude
filthy
has
souls.
like a
My goodness.
I guess you
Fixation
should
on
respond if
things.
you like.
Merry
So-
Christmas, you filthy
So
animal.
I guess. Yeah, that's a.
Do you want to respond?
Yeah, do you want to respond? Okay.
Bender the Offender donated $99. I leave for 5 minutes and y'all are talking about butt plugs and didos now.
You could blame
Bender,
Brian,
if-
actually.
Haram.
Bender, if I knew the button for Haram, I'd be pushing it. I agree. But yeah, so do you want to respond to either of those?
I definitely would take a herpes test if I needed to, but I also have
You missed something.
Super
never been
challenged.
put in the position where I need to take a test, and I've never had any symptoms, which has led me to want to take a test.
Do you mind me asking, like, would you mind sharing details about like your parents?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure.
Are they
sure.
still together?
No.
Okay.
Separated?
Yeah.
Like from the get-go or like midway
So
through life?
I grew up in a very wealthy neighborhood, just outside of DC. I grew up with like kids that had everything,
Sure.
like very first class. Then my parents got a divorce, they split up, and my mom and my grandfather and I ended up homeless, and we all ended up living in one room together in a homeless shelter from like the ages of 16 to 18.
Okay.
So the second I turned 18, I like, obviously that's going to cause an obsession with money, from having absolutely everything you can have in life to having nothing.
Of course, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that.
No, I mean, like, honestly,
Well, no, but that's a
I
tough
really
upbringing for
appreciate
anybody to go
that it happened
through.
to me. I really appreciate that it happened to me because it shaped the way that I am for the better. That being said, I think it.
Do you think that if you didn't go through that particular event in your life, you would still be in the same industry that you're in?
I don't know. I've always had a passion for like animals. I love volunteering at the animal shelter, so I might have tried to do something with that. But I think ultimately, I probably still would have ended up doing OnlyFans. Probably
Sure.
still would have ended up going into porn from that because that's just the type of person I am in general.
Can we just pull up the photo one more time? Can we just pull up the photo one more time? Listen, Molly, I love
which
you.
one?
You're very kind.
Yeah, be
Maybe it's the
careful.
stripper finesse, but no. She's wearing. Look, it seems
wearing
like
pants.
she has
My
some
heart is
jeans
still
on.
racing from the
She
first time you
she has some jeans on. The other photo, this one, I mean, it could just be a friend, of course, right?
Yeah.
The other photo, though, probably. I mean, again, you're a great girl. I'm sorry, it's a wrap for 99% of dudes. They can't wife you. If I was dating you, okay, if I was dating you and I fell upon that picture, you know, like, here, why was I using a water bottle? I got this, son.
I don't
Hold on,
think
look at this
she's
shit.
hiding.
Look at the microphone.
Here.
It was like this.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, actually, wait, go ahead,
she's
go ahead.
not particularly hiding this side of her. So,
That is so burned into my fucking retina. Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
right.
can't.
Now
I
ours-
can't. You're very nice. You're very sweet. But it's like,
Well, obviously her boyfriend's okay with it.
Yeah.
Else he wouldn't
her
be dating
boyfriend
Well,
does.
I
but I'm
would
saying for
argue,
99%.
No, yeah.
I
so
know.
Yeah.
99% of
90% of men.
aside from the
I'm sorry, Molly.
aside from the sexual promiscuity.
That's why the word average exists.
yeah. Okay, so
Wait, what?
whatever.
99% of men, that's average. I want
I
to
don't.
be above
hell,
average.
I don't think that's how the math
Statistically,
works.
that's not true. But whatever.
I don't think that's how the math works.
Yeah, math. It's
math is
the standard deviation, and that's not 99%.
Okay.
But
Go ahead,
whatever.
Mason. Go ahead.
Anyway, so aside from the obvious sexual implications with your job that would turn off pretty much any man, except very, very few, there are other things that are, I think, in the background that are super concerning. First, I kind of get the understanding that most people that go into the S-work industry, they do it because it's easy money, and they say, I usually hear the rhetoric, it makes me happy, I enjoy it, I like the attention, whatever. They give their reasons. I would argue that people nowadays have a increased tendency to seek instant gratification. And I
Absolutely.
think that's a problem. I think men and women suffer from that, but especially in the S-work industry, the instant gratification that is chased has way more damaging effects down the road than they are willing to understand. And somebody who is willing to suppress that knowledge is not going to have a good relationship in the end. Any man who is willing to say, I don't care that you are in this sexualized industry, because there is a tendency for instant gratification instead of prolonged gratification. Like when you go to the gym, you're not going to see a change instantaneously. My first day in the gym, I'm not going to get ripped. But someone who goes to the gym for 10, 20, 30 years, after 30 years, there is, well, muscular gains, but there's also, you can provide, you can be there for your wife physically, you can be there for your kids, your grandkids, and there are future gains to be had, future gratification that is just kind of absent when you participate in S-work. It is instant gratification with the ignoring of major future consequences.
Like, do you consider like how this would? Because I know you said that you want to have children one day. Do you ever consider how that, like, your work might affect your children one day?
Yeah, I do think about it.
And do you think it will?
Of course it will. Negatively, it might, but I definitely don't think it will positively affect them, other than the fact that I'm able to be financially
provide for them?
stable. Yeah, for them. I think that it would either affect them negatively or neutrally, and I think that basically all depends on me and how I explain it to them.
Okay.
So I can pretty much
Quick
promise
point,
you
quick point.
it will negatively affect them.
Why?
Why? Because that is
Your kids are going to get bullied.
Yeah, your kids are absolutely going to get bullied.
But they're
first of all,
get bullied
So
for anything.
it's not really up to you. It's up to the internet.
yeah, it's publicly on the internet. Most of your content, I'm
if
assuming,
you-
is free on the internet. If it's
The only way you
porn,
could
but-
protect your kids is if you locked them in the house, had no internet access, and just like made sure that they lived,
Your kids are
breathed,
able to
and
access-
died in
Yeah.
that same house without seeing anything.
I mean, I just hope I would raise my child well enough so that they understand that I'm a human being and that's my job, and not
Sure, but that's
see
not
me
how
as just like a
kids-
sexual object.
Yeah, but that's not how kids like perceive things. Kids are of course influenced by their parents, but they're very much influenced by their peers. And if their peers are going to school saying, "I saw your mom naked on the internet," that's absolutely going to negatively impact them, how their friends look at them, how people look at you and view your family.
I agree with that, but I also think that every judgment made says more about the person that makes the judgment rather than the person that they're judging.
Well, if
But
the
it's going
judgment
to
is
affect your
accurate,
kids. That's what
Yeah.
they're saying.
If the judgment is like, if the assessment is accurate, then
then if the shoe fits,
Again,
So-
I think that the bullying from the other children that would potentially come down from my children would come from parents that pass down negativity onto their children.
I mean, so like bullying wise,
Quick point, and I have to
go
move
for it,
on.
Brian.
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
Quick
yeah,
point,
sorry,
quick
sorry.
point, and I have to move on.
So, like, actions speak louder than words. So you say you're going to raise your kids in a way that makes them understand. You can say that until you're blue in the face, but if they see different, if your life shows different, then they don't care. Like, how many people here have been raised by parents who they talk a good game, but in action, they messed you up, which is heartbreaking. But a lot of people out there, like their parents might say, like, I thought I was a good parent, blah, 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 but in actuality, they did a terrible job.
I mean, I know plenty of moms in the porn industry that have great relationships with their children, and they're great moms.
I mean, that's anecdotal, but
Like, you guys are speaking statistically, and I'm speaking from like real life, actual people that I've met, real families that I've seen. It's actually like people can be understanding.
You can also read plenty of stories on the internet of children that have committed suicide because they've been bullied because their parents have done.
yeah, that's
Let's not.
yeah, that's not easy.
I'm so
Let's
sorry.
use delete
Sorry.
yourself or
Yeah.